Thank you very much, and thank you everybody for attending this webinar, which is one of the events promoted by Associazione Italia in the framework of the Digital Fair. So this is indeed the first concrete time that we present to a wider public the BAPSI project, which is a project funded in the framework of the European Maritime and Fisheries Funds, which is, let's say, mainly devoted to aims to create more opportunity in terms of empowerment of skills of professionals of the seafood sector. So it's a very important and concrete project in order to put in contact to qualify the relationship among professionals of the seafood sector and the academic world. This is a project that is already running its activities in some month, and this year, from next June on, will be completely devoted to the main activities of the project itself, which is, let's say, the establishment and implementation of this Blue Academy for Professionals of the Seafood Industry. Just a few words, just to give you the opportunity to know more about this project. I just would like to share with you our website, which is BAPSI, as you can see it. And through this website, you can access to all the main information concerning both the project itself and the partnership, and the partners that belong to 3 European Mediterranean countries, which are Italy, Spain, and Portugal. So this is a first very important tentative to, let's say, to put together in a transnational cooperation, by a transnational cooperation point of view, 3 countries which are focused as economy in the seafood industry, and specifically to the section devoted to the academy. You can analyze and you can see all the courses that we are going to implement in the coming month, starting from June. You will receive through this website all the information to access to these courses according to your preferences, of course, in terms of subject and topic to be presented. And the aim, the main purpose of the webinar of today is just to introduce you by each of the partners that belong to the partnership of BAPSI Project. Well, the main purpose of the budget of the partners itself, but also the main content of the courses. So, of course, we are after the webinar, we are at your disposal for any further information you may require through the website. And of course, we are ready to welcome you to our courses. I see, before starting with all of the partners, I see on the screen Mr. Palma, which is the Secretary General of Associazione Italia, which is the lead partner of this project. So I give him the floor for an introductory speech before going to each partner. Thank you, Mr. Palma. Good morning. I think you have to unmute the microphone before entering.
Thank you, Mr. Colavito, and thank you to all the speakers that are the partner of the project. Thank you very much, and I am very happy to present to our project in the fair, in this fair, digital fair, because I think that the Commission with this project give us a great opportunity. the opportunity to cooperate with about the creation of this Blue Academy that want to create a connection, academic connection between the researcher, the association, and the company that are the major actor of the fish supply chain in our third country, Italy, Spain, and Portugal, but at the European level are most important, like about the consumption and the commercialization of the fish. Our project that involve different partners. In fact, I speak about, I use our project because it is the project of all the partners. Now start. We have a long period to organize the thematic, the topics, the work, but I think that the work produce a good opportunity for the operator, for the businessman of the fish supply chain. And so we are able to explain, to share with the company different way to speak about the fish supply chain, to understand the different problem, to analyze the different topics, and to find together solution about different topics. In my opinion and in my experiences, this I never be seen before. This kind of cooperation between different partners in the same in the fish supply chain. So I leave the floor to Mr. Colavito, that are the coordinator of the general project of the managed project of the project, and I want to thanks all the partners for the great job that in these last months, and I hope that this work was interesting for the company for the next month or for the next one. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Thank you very much for this speech. Well, indeed, BAPSI is a sort of pilot project which has a lot of potential impact for the sector in terms of skills, in terms of connection among operators, industries, and academia. And we are, let's say, in a very important period because, of course, we are starting the implementation of the academy, which is, as I said, the core activity of BAPSI project, but we are also in the framework of the launch of the new programs belonging to the new programming period of the European funds, the period from 2021 and 2027. So we would like to create new project opportunities through the network that we are creating, specifically with Portugal and Spain. But of course, we are open to all the other countries that would like to join our experience, and that we would like to develop new project opportunities in the framework of the opportunities of the funding opportunity that the European Commission makes available in this programming period. And as I was speaking about the link between the enterprises, the industry, and university, I just would like to start this roundtable with all the partners, starting from Mrs. Rosa Lombardi, who is a professor of the University of Rome, La Sapienza. I give her the floor to introduce the main purpose of the department she represents for the University of Rome, and the main topic of the courses that they are going to launch in the framework of the academy. So thank you, Rosa. The floor is yours for, let's say, 7-8 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just a moment. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for this collaboration in the project we are discussing all together. My presentation is mainly based on the identification of my entity, Sapienza University, and which is the role of Sapienza University in this very, very interesting project. First of all, I am a professor of business administration at the Department of Diritto ed Economia delle Attività Produttive, or Law and Economics of Productive Activity at Sapienza University of Rome. We are a local unit of this project, and the department is involved in several activities we are going to show in few minutes. The dean of the department is Professor Paola Ferrari, and it is born by other two departments, private and community law and business administration. The department is composed more or less of 50 researchers and professors, and mainly topics are referred to business administrations and law. However, the department is based on three main activities that are teaching, research, and the third mission, and these are the institutional aims of each university all over the world. Our and my department has a strategic plan, and through this document and several aims and statements, we are going to collaborate in the environment in which the department is operating since several years. So there is a proactive dialogue within all kinds of stakeholders: universities, students, public institutions, private entities, and so on. From here, the collaboration with Asuitica and other partners of these projects in order to develop very, very interesting activities in the fisheries industries. The department is also responsible for master degree, MBA, and other specialistic courses in all topics about business administration and laws. For example, we are teaching, researching in the field of private law, contracts, company systems, crisis of companies, business administration, management, innovation and trade, corporate social responsibility, intangible asset, business valuation, smart technologies, and so on. The last information about the presentation of this local unit in the project is this. The department is widely directed to promote several activities in the third mission, and this is an enforcement for the collaboration with external partners. The role of Sapienza in the project is mainly referred to the Blue Academy. Particularly, we are going to develop 3 courses in the Blue Academy of the project. These are 3 short courses, and they are based on, each course is based on 24 hours plus an amount of hours through the e-learning platform. The courses are in the field of economic and legal. The first one, the economic area, is based on the course of business management models and sustainable business management models. The other 2 are in the legal area, and they are based on the fair business practices and international contracts and trademark protection. Starting from the first course, Business Management Models and Sustainable Business Management Models, the first information is that this course will be developed during the first, more or less, week of September, next September, between 6th and 10 September. The aim of this course is to provide specialistic knowledge in the field of business management model in the fishery industry. And this course is widely directed to provide sectorial knowledge in the field of fishery industries, providing characteristics of the business management models. Additionally, another purpose of this course is to provide which are elements for the competitiveness of fishery industries and which are tools for the management of this kind of firms. In this perspective, the course provides also elements for the sustainability aim and for the value creation directed towards stakeholders, especially in the referring these elements in the actual context that is characterized by turbulence and pandemic disaster. Lessons in this course are mainly in the trade and market analysis directed to govern the fishery companies, and are referred to smart technologies, accounting tools, traditional and innovative management tools. Additionally, principles directed to safeguard sustainability in this industry, which are emerging sustainable business model, and last, a specific knowledge is in the field of new business model and the going concern tool directed to support this kind of firms in the current scenario. The other two courses are in the legal area. The first one is Fair Business Practice and International Contracts. This course is starting more or less in the first week of July, between 7 and 10 July. The aim of this course is at the same time to provide a specialistic knowledge in the field of fairness and equity principle in business and international contracts, however referred to the fishery industries. Additionally, the main focus of this course is to provide the general principle of good faith, transparency, and other clauses related to the fair business practices. Lastly, another aim of this course is to discover, to define, to investigate function, typologies, and the natures of principles and rules in this field. Main lessons are based in the definition of good faith clauses, the protection of company reputation, the role of transparency and individual responsibility, documental fairness, the respect of law and the regulation, and the integrity and ethical standards in commercial transaction contract. The last course in the legal area provided by Sapienza, by this local unit, is based on the trademark protection. This is the last course of our competence in the Blue Academy, and the course is developed during the last week of September. Is starting around 28 September and ended the 1st October. The aim of this course is to provide main elements of the trademark protection law. This is a very, very relevant topic for the fishery industries. Additionally, the course is based on which are function, typology, the nature of trademarks, and which are the characteristic of the supranational scenario, which are existing protocols in the field, agreement and regulation in the European scenario. The lessons of this course are mainly based on which are the function, typologies, and nature of trademark, and other lessons are on the supranational scenario, the Madrid Protocol and Agreement, the European Union regulation dedicated to the trademark protection, which are the decisions by the European Court. And the last lesson in this course is the registration process related to a trademark, and which is the protection. So which are procedures, claims, rights, obligation, and so on. So these are the 3 courses related to our main activity in the project. And however, we are currently participating to the other activities that are, for example, the dissemination or the discussion of this topic during the other activity planned in this project. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Rosa. Thank you very much. Indeed, you focused on some very important topic for this project, which is the fact that a lot of courses are indeed promoted jointly by more than one partner. Indeed, so just to stress the aim of this project, which is to cooperate among different partners to enrich in a way the content and the approach of each partner. And then the fact that the competence that we would like to transfer to the professionals that were involved are also specifically focused on empower skills even to face the challenges that the COVID pandemic presented this last month, and so to strengthen in a way the capacity of the industries to even face crises which could happen during the years, of course. So thank you very much. And to let's say confirm the important role of the universities in this project, I just like to pass the floor to Giorgio Smaldone of the University of Naples. Even to Giorgio, I kindly ask you to respect the 7-8 minutes for your speech. Okay. Thank you very much, Giorgio.
I try to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we see it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Giorgio Smaldone. I am one of the UNINA team involved into the BAPSI project. All of us belong from Department of Veterinary Medicine and Animal Production of the University of Naples, Federico II. And in particular, the department in the agri-food sector has the goal to develop specific issues and technologies about the production and the safety of food and feed. And in this case, along the fish supply chain. As Rosa showed first, in the BAPSI project, we have 4 work packages, and in particular, work package 2, we have the Blue Academy. In our cases, UNINA courses topic shared with the IPMA were sustainability in the seafood production, in particular labeling and frauds, that will start in Jan, and nutritional aspects and food safety that will start in September. This is a one-year academy for food business operator, and it has a new approach, a new learning methodologies, especially in a digital platform, video tour, and some exercises like this. This is a video tour that we made for the academy. This is a video tour of a fish farm near Naples. This is the topic of the course. In particular, in the first course, we have to we give some information about fish anatomy, about general food labeling, in order to know what is mandatory and what is not mandatory for the labeling. And then, in particular, we have to speak about the specific fish labeling, what is mandatory and what is not mandatory, because it's essential to consumer to understand the information given by the labels. This is just an example of a fish labels. And we have to know, we have to try to avoid or to reduce as far as possible the unwanted catches. As AC Regulation 178 states in the Article 8, we have to prevent all fraudulent and deceptive practices, and we have to prevent the adulteration of food. And in one of the topics that we will cover during the course will be the fish frauds, in particular the use of specific additives and the use of not allowed additives in some fish products. Another topic that we will cover during the course was the traceability, but not only the traceability along all fish supply chain, but also the tools for guarantee the traceability. The last but not least, for the first course, we have to speak about sustainability, fishing techniques, fish welfare, and certification about the sustainability. In the second course, nutritional aspect and food safety, we will cover different arguments. This is only a projection of the human growth, and in our cases, we must guarantee nutrition for all people. Okay?
Thank you. Please.
Can you see me? Can you
Yes,
hear me?
of course. We can see you. We can see you, and we can
Okay.
hear you very well.
Okay. We have to guarantee nutrition for all people, but not only nutrition, but a specific nutrition. In fact, fish must be an important part of a balanced diet. We have to choose the most suitable species in terms of polyunsaturated fatty acids and pollutants, and we have to choose the frequency of fish consumption and the meal size in order to balance the benefit and the potential risks with the fish consumption. In fact, we have to, we must choose a diet rich in fish during all the human being development, from infants to older. Moreover, in general, consumers are more aware of the effect of harmful substances than of nutrients in fish. And for this reason, it was mandatory to have a nutritional education about all the fish consumption. In fact, in the second part of the second course, we have a little speech about conventional contaminants, the phenomena of bioaccumulation and biomagnification of contaminants along the fish supply chain, the importance of the university near the consumer and near the food business operator. We have to speak about the emerging contaminants as the PPCP, the pharmaceutical and personal care products, because they could be a direct source of contaminants, or they may be an indirect source of contaminants because PPCP may lead a contamination of microplastics in water environment and in earth environment. In fact, we have a global average consumption of microplastics weekly of about 5 grams each week. The last, we have to speak about zoonosis report. This is the last zoonosis report joint made by EFSA and SCDC. As we can see, fish and fish products have a great impact on the zoonosis in the European countries. These are most of the causative agents of zoonosis, and this is the sources of zoonosis, of fish and food zoonosis. The last, the fishing, the sampling techniques, the phenomena of antimicrobial resistance, and the parasites in fishery products, and how the university may give support to the food business operators. And the last, the self-management control along all fish chain, and the application of good hygiene practice and good manufacturing practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Giorgio. Thank you very much. Indeed, you stressed two topics that are very interesting for our academy, and that represent in a way the general framework that that we are facing. Because not only we are, of course, in the framework of a fund promoted by the European Commission, so we need to, in a way, to be consistent with the general recommendation or regulation promoted in the framework of the European Union, but you correctly mentioned also the United Nations. So what we have in mind while speaking about also sustainability yes, is the fact that we need to have in mind also the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. So we need to prepare, let's say, our industries in the seafood sector to face also the challenges represented by sustainability. So thank you for this remind. This qualify a lot the courses that we are going to implement from June on. Thank you, Giorgio, and thank you to the University of Naples.
Thank you.
To move to another country, let's go to Portugal. So I just would like to give the floor to Antonio Marques, which represents in the partnership the Instituto Português do Mar e do Atmosfera. So I give him the floor. Thank you, Antonio, and welcome.
Well, thank you very much, Michele. It's a pleasure to be here and to be able to present not only IPMA, but also the two courses that we are organizing in the framework of BAPSI. Well, before I go to the courses, I would like just to briefly show you what IPMA is. So I will present you a brief introduction on that, if this works. Let's see. Okay. So basically, IPMA is a public research institution that is in the umbrella of the Ministry of the Sea, and it gathers two different components. One is the atmosphere, and the other one is the marine resources and sea. And basically, we have to support not only the policies that the government develop, but also to promote and lead the research for society. And I'm talking about society, the industry as well, by validating and putting together with the industry in the market new technologies and new products. And we also provide several services, as you will see. The part of IPMA that is, or the branch of IPMA that is here in the project represented is the one of marine resources, as you can imagine. We are located all over the country, particularly due to the meteorology part. We have several stations. The headquarters are located in Lisbon. And as far as the sea is concerned, we are divided in 4 main sections. One in Lisbon, two in the south of Portugal, mostly focused on aquaculture, and one in the north focused on the processing and technology, on seafood technology. IPMA, the part of the sea, is divided in 4 main departments or divisions. One is related with the oceanography, the second one on fishery management, the third one on geology, and the last one that is represented here is the aquaculture, bioprospection, and valorization, where we deal 4 main aspects of seafood. First one is related with aquaculture, the second one with the upgrading and processing of seafood, the third one related with marine biotechnology, and the last one with the seafood quality and safety. More in detail, in terms of aquaculture, we cover all the life cycle of the different species and focusing on breeding programs, on developing the best nutritional feeds, or with the feeds with the best nutritional quality for larvae, juveniles, and also adults, assessing also the diversity of culture systems, and developing indicators for the different life cycle stages of the marine species, covering the bioindicators for quality, for feeding, for welfare, also for analyses that cover more the physiology and the metabolism of the organism. We cover a diversity of fish species, mostly from the Mediterranean and also South Atlantic coast, from sea bass, sea bream, meager, and other breams and sole, and also shellfish like oysters, mussels, and clams. Concerning the upgrading and processing, we develop at our division the new products, particularly from those species that are not properly exploited or byproducts. We also develop new methods for processing seafood. We create also new products that are tailor-made for the societal needs as well, and covering the sustainability aspects. We also develop methods for improving the shelf life of seafood, and we deal also with the labeling aspects, packaging aspects, and traceability of seafood along the value chain of these food items. Concerning marine biotechnology, from the different resources that are available at sea, we also extract components, biomolecules, for which we assess the bioactivity from different angles that can fit the different types of industry, from pharmaceuticals to food and also to feed. Concerning the quality and safety, we have a huge diversity of services that we provide, not only for the projects, but also for the industry, for which the techniques are accredited, covering histamine, biological contaminants, also chemical contaminants, and other quality and safety programs. But we also develop research in this area, focusing on bioaccessibility, bioavailability, risks and benefits, also the bioactive, how bioactive components can be added to food in order to reduce the exposure to contaminants, and also reducing the exposure to hazards. Mitigating pollutant levels from seafood that can be a risk for consumers by new strategies, depuration, factor remediation, etc. developing sustainable strategies for aquaculture particularly, and also for the processing industry. And we also investigate how the climate change effects that are already affecting us, but in the future will be worse, how the seafood can cope with this, and how we are on the safe side in this matter. But now focusing on the courses. IPMA and on BAPSI. IPMA has been participating in the board of experts by providing input related to the activities that BAPSI aims to address. And we are particularly focusing on two courses where we are organizing these courses in collaboration with the other partners, but also with the external entities that will also collaborate. Well, the first one is customs procedures that we will focus. It's extremely important for industry, specifically now that we are in an open market. This is very important. The second course is another important matter, which is the identification and management of funds, of funding for the, not only for research, but here particularly focus on the industry. And we are collaborating, as it was mentioned before, in other two courses where we will certainly provide also input, the sustainability, the nutritional aspects, and also the trademark protection. Focusing on the first course that we are organizing, we have clearly identified four main areas for the customs procedures. First, we will deal with intra and extra union trade of seafood products, where we will more focus on the legal aspects of this part. Then we will also provide input in terms of course for the responsibilities and interventions of a national authority for food safety and economic activities, in terms of in order to provide the view of the inspector, the perspective of the inspector, so that the industry is aware of what are their concerns and how do they behave and they act. Also, then a third topic, which is focused on the analytical control of seafood products, the mission and the mode of action of a state laboratory like IPMA is. So we will focus on what is the role of IPMA in this case in the aspect of providing ensuring the safety of the products that are reaching the European market, but also those that are sold in Portugal that come from Europe. And finally, we will also focus on aquaculture feeds and the specific procedures and the regulations, and also the safety requirements and the quality control that is required for this important matter. As you all are aware, aquaculture has more and more a bigger importance in providing seafood all over the globe, and therefore this is critical also for the future. Concerning the second course, the identification and management of funding funds, we have separated this course in 5 main topics. The first one is the public funds relevant for company management, those that the industry at the national levels can use to increase their research and development plans for growing. Then we will also specifically deal on ongoing funding opportunities, not only those from Horizon Europe that already open, but also those that are focused on bilateral programs like the ones with Norway, or the ones that are available at national level or regional level with co-funding of Europe. Then we will also deal with the importance of project management. What are the rights? What are the obligations? How you can plan the activities? How you can use the resources? Which are the risks that you can and need to identify? And what are the contingency plans that you need to implement? And the tools that are available that you can use in order to help you in this management process. This is very important, this part. Also, another critical point that we will also address is to ensure the success rate of the projects that are that are sent for that are submitted, and sometimes that we do not get the grants for minor errors. So we will dedicate a specific topic on project applications, and also how the evaluators on the other side behave, and how do they deal with the proposal that you are preparing, and so that we can address the issues that are more critical for the evaluation process. And finally, the good use of structural funds from an audit perspective. From the auditor perspective, we will also have some insights on what are the critical items that needs to be addressed from the management part that is considered as a good use of structural funds. So this is the two main the two courses that we will organize at IPMA. The first one I have not included, it's here. Oh, this is not the version. The first one will be the custom procedures will be performed between 13th of September to 25th of September. And the second one will be organized between the 4th of October until 15th of October. So this is the flavor of the courses. We will we count on a team from the project, but also outside the project, particularly dedicated, that have huge expertise in the different items of the courses. And I'm sure that you will learn a lot with this. I will also learn a lot. So, and this is the team of BAPSI that is involved, Narcisa that is also here with us, but also Ana Luisa that is organizing the courses from IPMA side, and Marta, which is dealing with the administrative part. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, Antonio. Above all, to show us also your team, because of course, beyond these activities, there are people who are collaborating with all of us in order to implement the project. Thank you very much, and thank you also for stressing also in a way the cross-cutting topic that we are developing in the framework of this project, specifically because we would like, and one of the courses that you showed us, we would like to promote also the possibility to submit proposals in other European programs. Horizon is one of them, but also Erasmus Partners, etc., so that we can give to our operators, our professional in our industries, the possibility to access to a funding opportunity to improve their activities. So thank you for this reminder. Coming back to Italy, I would like to give the floor to Maurizio Notarfonso, which is the representative of Federalimentare, which is a very important technical partner in the framework of the project. So I give him the floor for a presentation. Thank you, Maurizio, and then Mom.
Thank you, Michele. Could you hear me? You just confirm to.
Yes, very well.
Okay.
I can hear very well.
Okay, thank you very much for the invitation. My name is Maurizio Notarfonso. I am working for the Italian Food and Drink Federation, Federalimentare. My main fields of competencies are the EU funding, environmental policies, and to follow young entrepreneurs group in the Federation. I have a short presentation because our role is very specific for BAPSI project. We are mainly dealing with the support to the management phase, to the coordinator, but also to monitor and interact for the dissemination activities. In any case, the Federation.
Maurizio, we can't hear you anymore. Maybe there is some issue with your microphone.
Okay, I hope now you will.
Yes.
It's okay. I have already prepared my plan B for the connection. Maybe there are some troubles. So our role is, our organization is clearly all in collaboration with a Suitica coordinator, since we are part of the same agri-food supply chain, where seafood is part of. Main role of Federalimentare, just spending some words. Of course, we are wishing to protect and promote the activities of the overall food and beverage industry in Italy. And we are part of a general confederation of Italian industries, the Confindustria system. And at European level, we are in a vertical organization called Food Drink Europe. Our system is composed by 13 branches association. You can see the list from canned animal feed, drinks, and pasta products, wine, etc. So we are a very fragmented second level federation. And it's nice also to remind the importance of the food industry in Italy, since these are the latest statistics from the 2020, where we are confirmed as the second largest manufacturing sector in Italy, even if you can see the production statistics accounts less 2.5% compared to the 2019. This is explained also for the COVID situation, but we have a good registration for the turnover, 143 billion euro registered. And also is important the involvement of the workforce at national level, with roughly 400 workers in Italy. And if we would like to enlarge to the overall, to the whole agri-food supply chain, these numbers is doubled. It is also important to contribute also to the implementation of the BAPSI training courses to the seafood operators. So we will try also to involve and share some best practices coming from our food and drink industries. So to close my presentation with because one of the main purposes of Federalimentare is to promote technology transfer and innovation policies to our members. This is better explained in these slides, where I try to summarize the main strength and weakness of the sector, which will be also clearly reflected in the maybe partially or totally also with the seafood sector, because we have a wide range of high quality products. So this is a successful factor. Plenty of geographic origin trademarks like such as PDO and PGIs, so which are at the forefront for the international markets export. We are in close connection with the rural communities and the general Italian cultural heritage. So this is also an important aspect for the social sustainability. Our processing lines, our plants are complying with high safety standards, and always to finding the compromise from process and product innovation with also the respect of the so-called tradition. But there are also a number of weaknesses that maybe also the BAPSI training courses will be approaching also to face and to overcome maybe. Because in any case, this our sector is very highly fragmented and also undercapitalized sectors. There is still a lack of innovation, an inadequate level of innovation, especially for these medium enterprises. Still high costs for logistics and services, which are reflected on higher prices paid for the transports, energy bills, and also for maintenance of infrastructures for the investment to invest with. Also, a lower growing export compared to our European competitors, like Germany and France, for example. The troubles of the counterfeiting and the so-called Italian sounding imitation phenomena, which provides losses to the sector, and also lack of Italian retails worldwide, which will be strengthening our export also abroad. And what else? Today we are in affairs, so it is important also to remind which are the most important drivers for internationalization for our sectors, like the bringing our products and new products in new markets, but also to educate consumers about choosing and appreciating Italian food. So to work with them also for to ensuring transparency to our supply chain, also by using new approaches like blockchain, for example. To increase the close collaboration with the main stakeholders of the HoReCa and retailers parts, but also to develop the overall agri-food production Italian baseline by increasing the average number of employees per company. So it is also a factor, the relation between workforce and internationalization performances, which will be also reflected in the BAPSI training courses, maybe in part of as a subtopic of the training program. But not to forget also to tackle the protectionism issue, the trade barriers, and also to taking the issue, the illegal practice of the counterfeiting, and also the say subtle phenomena of Italian sounding, which is especially important for the agri-food sector. So this is our small contribution to the debate, but I hope and I think that we will find a way to contribute properly also to the BAPSI training courses also. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Maurizio. Thank you very much indeed. You stress on one important topic while dealing with a cooperation project, which is the knowledge. And so we need to understand that, and thank you for showing us which are the strengths and the weakness of this sector in Italy, because we need to have a starting point to improve knowledge, to improve skills, and that's what we are trying to do in the framework of BAPSI project that, as I said at the beginning, it's a sort of a pilot initiative that we would like to transfer in other national context at European level, but not only indeed, thanks to the funding opportunity of the European Commission, trying to involve also the South Shore countries or the Mediterranean, just to have one common goals that deals with the fisheries sector, seafood sector, sorry. And of course, you also mentioned, and I totally agree with that, with the importance of the management of a project, and importance to have in mind the need to have a strong management and coordination of such a complex cooperation project in order to be effective in terms of impact, in terms of the results also of technical activities. So thank you very much. I just would like to give the floor to Mrs. Narcisa Bandarra, which is representative of ALIF, the Associação Portuguesa da Indústria Alimentar pelo Fio. And thank you, Narcisa, for being here, and I give you the floor. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Michael, for this presentation and for your very good Portuguese. You read very well the name. And and at the same time, I want to thank you the opportunity to share with you what is the role of ALIF and what he is doing in terms of the industry related with the topic, also the collaboration in this project. Well, as you know, Portugal is a small country, but has a large coast. And since the beginning of times, the fish sector and seafood products were very important in Portugal. And as you know, Portugal is the third country in terms of fish consumption, and we have a per capita around 57 kilos per capita. And this is a very good mark, and is a good thing that we want to maintain. And many years ago, Portuguese frozen fish processors felt the need to create an association that could defend their ideas and strengthen their business. ALIF was founded in 1975 and with companies that represented the frozen sector, frozen fish sector in Portugal. Nowadays, ALIF is also had the association with fish traders in order to consolidate its position at national level, and is now designated by Portuguese Cold Industry and Food Trade Association. But it represents, in terms of all the Portuguese companies, around 60% of total. And this is a way to show you what we are telling about this association that defends the fish producers, fish frozen producer sector. And of course, as you can see, defends the company interests in the government and public entities to obtain a more competitive and fair business sector. And also, it means that he has a member of different in clubs and different aspects. And what I want to stress is here is ALIF will contribute to the conception of a course related with the economic area of fish industry. Of course, in the first phase, ALIF is in connection with the academy and contribute with this participation in terms of value chain fish and fishery products. In terms of this idea, we want to stress that we want to pay attention to the byproducts from all these industries. And the idea is to associate that with the course that will be held and coordinated by Setmar. Setmar will talk after, and we know that we will have 3 hours of participation in this course related with value chain of fish and fishery products. In a sub-area related with circular economy, that is a very important topic in terms of sustainability. And we know that this is something to be continuously in the mind and trying to pass the idea of the importance of to get all these byproducts and to give a very good level, not only like but co-products of industry. And of course, this is something that we are preparing, and I will show you some points related with that. The importance of these byproducts will be focused in fish oils and also in the proteins related with the hydrolysates. And this in connection, this is the idea of the main fish products, fish byproducts that we can have. I will show you more because we will focus more in fish oils and in terms of protein hydrolysates, but many other things are running in the academy, and particularly also in connection with IPMA. With this area of action, this is one of the activities, as Antonio Mark showed you, is one of the main important topics also related with our activity in research. And of course, as all you know, and was also presented by Georgios Maldone for the University of Naples, the importance of omega-3 fatty acids. Fish is very important. And of course, fish oils are important not only for the aquaculture sectors and feed sector, but also for the food sector. And as we know, why are so important because in some parts the synthesis is ineffective, as you know, and we need to get that from diet. And fish is a special source, and an exclusive source of these fatty acids. And we know for children and for aging people they are not present, and they need to get that from the food and from the fish, of course. These are the main aspects related with the main benefits are hypertensive effect, as you know, anti-hypertensive effect, anticoagulant effect, reduced levels in the blood of glycerols, and all the described many factors. But as you know, I will like to pay attention for cognitive function that are also very well studied nowadays, and many papers are being published about that and the importance to eat fish. And of course, related with some special properties related with protection, anti-Alzheimer effect, but not only, also antidepressant properties, not only in terms of cardiovascular effect, that is very well known, but also to focus in aspects related with cognitive function. And of course, when we talk about the hydrolysates, we know that they are very important and they can accelerate calcium absorption, what is also very important. They have a very important antioxidant activity, in fact, antimicrobial activity, in fact, and we are in front, we are facing also that aspects related with changes, because you know that more than 20% of the world adult population has hypertension. And we know that some studies that were run confirm the efficacy and no adverse effects when we use these hydrolysates. And this is something to get, and we're trying to pass this message in this course where we'll be partners, Alif will be partnered with the CETMAR. These are the markets that also other ways and other products, reducing oxidative stress and anti-stress, so important during the times that we are living during this COVID season. And in fact, it changed a lot our lives. And to finish, I want to thank you again to the opportunity to share with you this presentation. At the same time, I'm able for questions, and thank you again.
Thank you, Narcisa. Thank you very much. Well, indeed, you said that Portugal is a little country, but I think that the fact that we have Portugal and Spain with the region of Vigo in Spain, it represents a sort of added value for our project, because we can face, in a way, both the Mediterranean side of the seafood sector and the ocean side. So I think that it's very important to have you on board, because even in terms of capitalization and transferring activity that we would like to implement at the end of the project, I think that having this double point of view, it's very important and represents really an added value for the project and for the other countries, of course. So thank you very much for this presentation. And so let's move to Spain. I give the floor to Giovanna Bermúdez, which represent la Asociación Española de Mayoristas Importadores, Transformadores y Exportadores de Productos de la Pesca. Thank you, Giovanna, for being with us. I give you the floor. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks to you. So afternoon, everybody. Just going to start saying that it's a pleasure for us to take part of this event. Thanks very much for everybody just doing these presentations, because it is a good view of who is on board of the project and what we are doing. Our presentation is not going to take too long, because obviously we are mainly involved in WP3 and 4, which is work that has to start now. So we are not making any courses. So the only thing we are doing now is collaboration with our colleagues at CETMAR, because they are making part of the courses that they are involved in the BAPSI project. So I'm going to share with you my screen so I can show you the presentation, but just telling that it's going to be a short one. So just let me know if you don't see it.
Yes, we can see it. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, this Consema in the BAPSI project. My colleagues, the ones that they are taking part in the group with me directly, is myself, Luis Garcia and Lara Bermudez. We are part of the technical team in Consema. Our colleagues in the office are helping us in terms of marketing or any other kind of work, accounts, or any other things that we can need in the project. But mainly Lara, Luis, and me are the ones involved with the main activities. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to explain who is Consumar, the strategic location of the headquarters of Consumar in Vigo, the contribution that BAPSI project, mainly, as I said, in WP3 and also in WP4, and the Consumar involvement and what is our plan prospect to the future. So who is Consumar? Some of you maybe just already know who is Consumar. It's the Spanish Association for Wholesalers, Importers, Manufacturers, and Exporters of chilled and frozen fish products and aquaculture, with headquarters located in Vigo, as I said. The 229 companies that they are within the association account for 76% of the total turnover and 71% of direct job coverage of the Spanish industry. So we are covering a big part of the fishing industry, mainly processing. The association represents its members' interests at national level from the main office in Vigo, but we also have representation in Consumar in Brussels with our office in Brussels. So mainly what we're doing here is assisting directly to the members with the day-to-day problems or issues they can have, and assessing them with legislation and other technical issues from my part. And in Brussels office is more about defending the interest at international level. So with the Marketing Advisory Council, attending the European meetings that are related with the fishing industry. So we have representation in both at the national and international level. Consumar is well known internationally as well due to the worldwide recognized exhibition, which bears its name. So there is an exhibition that it happens every October. Last year, it was the first year that it was canceled, but it was due to the COVID situation. This year, it is planned that it's going to be celebrated at the same time of the year, so first week of October. At the same time that the exhibition, we also have a congress, and it's normally the congress with the FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. And it has been happening in Vigo for a decade now. And this year is going to be on the topic of nutrition and health as the importance of fish in this topic. So we are expecting that this year have a big success in the fair, even if it's not, obviously it's not going to be with the same number of people attending the event. But after a year without it, we are expecting that we can just go with the exhibition early October. So that is something that it can help as well to promote the BAPSI and BAPSI project. So that is about West Consumar. About the location, Consumar headquarters, because obviously is as I said, is a national association, but the headquarters are in Vigo. Okay, and the positives that we think that Consumar can have for BAPSI are: Vigo is the center of the fishing activity in Europe. Fishing and its related activities represent a total of 6,000 direct jobs only in the fishing port. On the other hand, it is 305 and 57 fishing companies have an annual turnover of more than 3,000 million euros. So which is a big and important numbers for Vigo. The city also offers the opportunity to experience at first hand the whole process of the fishing activity from the shipyards. So in Vigo, lots of boats are built every year, and where the big fishing fleets are built. Okay. They also have the fresh fish wholesale market in Europe and the main fishing processors in the world. Okay, as you can see, is a city that is very, very linked with the fishing industry. In fact, the European Fisheries Control Agency, EFCA, the headquarters is based in the city as well, and the National Reference Laboratory of Marine Biotoxins and numerous scientific organizations linked to the marine environment. Both consumer events, the ones that I named earlier, the fair and the Congress, have become a benchmark for professionals, international fisheries administrations, experts, and high level of scientists. The contribution of Consemar at the BAPSI project, we think that Consemar will try to get the most of this environment and all of these institutions, involving them in the BAPSI project by developing programs on sustainability and conservation of the marine environment to raise the awareness of the trainees. Therefore, allowing the Blue Academy to be able to reach the goals of the BAPSI project. So what we are trying to do with all of these things that we have around and in the environment as Vigo is take the opportunity and get the most of all of these infrastructures to be able to help BAPSI to be a big project. The part that we have to do, as I said, we haven't obviously done anything yet, because obviously it's not like the courses that they have to be and they are on board already. But we are promoting the courses of the Blue Academy. We have a web page, so the consemar.com, social networking. So we are as well on Twitter and Facebook, and we are promoting all of the courses. We are also through internal emails that we can send to our members. We are sending information, circulating it in our webpage for them to be able to have access to all of the information you are giving to us regarding the courses. So we are helping you to promoting all of this networking. We have as well to cooperate in learning days. So we have been in conversations already with agency and scientific institutions located in Vigo. As I said, we were in conversations with the EFCA, with the CSIC, which is the Investigation Institute, and we can as well be in conversations with the European Toxin Lab that is located in the University of Vigo, just up here. So what we are doing is Consemar will contact with these institutions and try to get developed programs with them. Regarding apprenticeships, the other part that we have to cover, Consemar counts with 129 members, of which almost 100 are processors, but we always have distributors. Okay, so depending on the kind of people that we get on board for the apprenticeships, we have a big offer of different kinds and points that they can just go and try to learn in different positions of the industry. So it can be from a factory, learning with a technical person, or exports with a distributor, or imports with a raw material supplier. So we have different kinds of like web that where the people could go. We have as well to do the end of the project conference. So we have experience organizing events with the fair and the Congress. We also have a room in here in our headquarters. We have a big floor upstairs with the capacity for a number of people, even with the COVID and the reduced number of people. It could be a capacity for having a big number of people here presented. And we are in contact as well with FAO as we do the Congress with them. Just maybe they can do one of the conference with people of like the level of Javier Garat, because he's working in Cepesca and he's working with sustainability, and they are with big knowledge in the fishing industry. We have been in conversations as well, as I said, with the EFCA, with the European Agency for Fishing. So it's another door that we can talk to. And the other two things that we have to do is obviously the visits to the schools. So they are surrounding for many schools, so high school, primary school. It's something that we need to organize as well. And the workshop for children when the conference, the final conference is in Vigo. So for all of these things that I have been explaining, so environment and location, and the net that Consemar already have in place, I think we can just develop all of the tasks that we have to do for BAPSI. And that's it. Thanks very much for your attention. And hopefully I can see you soon, honestly.
Thank you, Ivana. Thank you very much. Well, the COVID pandemic didn't allow us to have regular meetings and to know physically each other, but I think that well, the situation is improving. So thank you very much for your contribution. You stress the importance to have on board a territory like the one of Vigo, not only because, of course, you have a lot of experience in the sector, but because you really will help us in order to spread all the main results of this project during the final conference of Vigo. In Vigo, of course, in the next year, of course, we will give all the necessary information, hoping that, of course, it could be an event to be attended physically by all those who could be interested in this project. So hope so, and thank you very much for your presentation. Let's stay in Spain, and I'm giving the floor to Marta Rodriguez, the representative of Fundación CETMAR, Centro Tecnológico del Mar. Thank you, Ivana, for being among us, and I give you the floor. Thank you. Marta, sorry.
Hello, Michelle. Thank you so much for the presentation. It's a pleasure to be here. I will share my screen. Just please confirm you can see it.
Yes, very well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for your minutes here. First of all, we would like to explain a little bit of what is CETMAR. CETMAR is a public foundation that works to encourage the involvement of sectors dependent of the sea in research, development, and innovation. We work to promote the cooperation among all the institutions in the maritime and fishing sector, as well as to maximize the efficiency of all the activities related to the marine environment. Our board of trustees includes, among others, universities, umbrella organizations of the sector, such as Consemar, and regional and national authorities. These are only some of the activities that the 7 departments of CETMAR does, that go from sectoral studies to international cooperation, to technology transfer, and of course, training. We have worked with more than 730 institutions, and we have collaborated with more than 55 countries. And we are located in Vigo, as well as Consemar. It's a very beautiful city, and it's very good located. This helps us because we will take part in in BAPSI, we will take part in most of the activities developed in Spain. And this includes a strong collaboration with Consemar by networking about all the academic activities, the technical visits, and all the outreach actions that are going to be developed. Thanks to all the knowledge that we have acquired during our activities, we are focused in developing 2 courses. The first one is value chain of fisheries products, and the second one is product marketing and valorization. The first one, value chain of fish and fishery products, it starts on the 6th of September. We are collaborating with a lead to develop the material related to circular economy and the valorization of byproducts. Some of the questions that we want to answer during this course are: how does the supply chain work in the processing sector? which are the areas and activities that allow improved profitability and efficiency, or which are the benefits from specialization niches in different terms. Here you can see some of the units and the topics that we want to address during this course. For example, price structure analysis or the demand along the value chain. Our second course starts on the 20th of September, and the topics that are addressed are, for example, the requirements of the consumer, the main market trends, or the roles of pricing and media in the company's marketing strategy. We want to show how to develop a marketing campaign and how the e-commerce can be a marketing channel also. These are also some of the units that will be addressed during this course. For example, the marketing strategies, the development of a marketing campaign, or the online marketing strategy. We will use different teaching and assessment methods. The teaching methods will be focusing to brands, online or face-to-face classes, depending on the sanitary situation. We will use gamification techniques because it helps the attendees to improve their learning. And we will complement these classes with lectures and experts from running companies because they can give real examples of the concepts that we will be teaching. The assessment method will be based in quick quizzes to evaluate the knowledge acquired in each of the units by the attendees. And the gamification will have a final project, which its punctuation will be assessed with the teacher and the experts invited to these classes. This is everything for us. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's a pleasure, and I hope to see you in some of the courses that will be taking in September.
Thank you, Martha. Thank you very much. You correctly promote also your city, your Vigo, which is very beautiful indeed. So we need to let's say to overcome the situation due to the pandemic in order to also to give our countries the possibility to be visited and to be known to a wider audience. So hopefully we will do in the coming month. So thank you very much for your participation.
Thank you.
And now, well, last but not least, indeed, we come back to Italy because I will give the floor to Gabriele Sacchettini, which is the representative of IPMA, which is not only a partner who is supporting us in the preparation of some of the courses of the Academy, but also by technical point of view. They are helping us to, let's say, to manage and to implement the platform that we will use for the tendency of the courses, as I will tell you before the end of the webinar. So thank you, Gabriele. I will give you the floor.
Thank you very much. Just if you can confirm me that you can hear my voice and if you can see my screen.
Yes, both. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I prepared this PowerPoint presentation. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer for this webinar. And I think it's a useful occasion to promote this interesting project BAPSI. I'm not going to spend too much words on it because we already talk a lot about that. Just a few words about myself. I mean, the Euphoria, which is the organization to represent, which is an academic spin-off company of the Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. We are located in Italy, actually in Piacenza, which is a small city between Milan and Bologna, if you are aware of. And we are specializing in providing services to the agriculture and food company industry, and especially working with chemical substances and technologies. However, we were let's say born almost 10 years ago, and but during these years we also gained experience in the seafood sector through several European projects we were working on. Here I made a list, BAPSI just the last of them, but we made other useful experience in other FP7 and Horizon projects. And especially the activities where we have been involved were related to environmental monitoring of sea contaminants, but also in stakeholder engagement activities, seafood traceability labeling and certification, and also communication and training activity with specialization of e-learning approach and technology. Okay, this says, let's say, is like in few words, who we are, okay? While here in the other slide, I just listed what are our main roles in BAPSI. From one side, we are leading the Blue Academy design, and as Michele said before, we are creating the e-learning space. Again, I don't want to spend too much words on it because we already spoke. We already said something about how this course will be developed, but I just want to say that we are building this e-learning platform that will be highly interactive, okay? So the course will be an opportunity, of course, for the learners to learn some topic, something about the seafood sector, about the main challenge, but also that we have the opportunity to interact with the teacher and among them. So it will be also an opportunity through our approach to network, okay, and to build in this way to make an added value of the experience. So in this sense, we also design and animate the online community of practice. And last but not least, we are also coordinating a course, a specific course, which is risk assessment, risk management in the seafood sector, which is actually will be the first one that will start in the 14th of June. As Michele said, all the information are on the website of the BAPSI, but I just want to say a few words about it. First of all, will be the teacher. The teacher will be Daniela Mainenti, the professor at Torre Capri. Professor Mainenti are two academic. One is from the Nettuno University. The other professor at Torre Capri is for Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. Actually, he was supposed to make this presentation, but is a bit late for other academic issues. And there is actually our scientific coordinator and also founder of the academic spin-off. There are two different professors because one, Daniela Mainenti, is linked on the law faculty, while the professor at Torre Capri is from the agriculture faculty. So this is also let you understand the sort of interdisciplinary approach that we are promoting in our course. The course deals with risk, so with uncertainty. And actually the objective is from one side to give information, to give, let's say, tips, and to give notion to how to deal with risk and to uncertainty. And from other side is to understand how to take into consideration risk in the decision-making process, okay? Here, I just want to list more or less the topic that we are going to address to this course. But also then I would like to leave the floor to the Professor Capri that I see that is online, just can give you some additional comment. First of all, will be we are talking to risk disaster in the seafood management. So the main challenges that we are living nowadays in the seafood sector, let's say. Then we are dealing with the emergency response in fisheries and aquaculture, and also with emerging issues linked with the COVID emergencies. Then we are talking about control and measure and sanctions. We are talking to speak about specific topics like blockchain, cybersecurity, smart contract in the seafood chain. And also we are going to talk about intellectual property right, and then standard procedure for environmental impact assessment. Again, here are the last two topics. European framework of stock assessment administrative law principle. So will be about European legislation and different national interpretation. And then will be the focus on risk assessment in the food safety. So I think I can now give the floor to the Professor Capri. I really wait to see as many as possible people in our course. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gabriele. Please, Mr. Capri, welcome and The floor is yours. Thank you. You need to unmute the microphone, please. Thank you.
Thank you, because I was using another microphone. No, thank you very much to all of you. Gabriele, thanks for introducing the program that we have developed together with the steering committee of the project. I'm sorry I was not able to join you from the beginning due to the academic pressure, because we have in these 2 weeks all the courses that are at the end and master also. What to say? I mean, I'm very happy that we start. It was a long time that we were working on this original program of activity and teaching, and I think also that I'm very happy because we really recruited, and we are a very nice group of teachers. And then what we are waiting for is as well to have participants over the Europe, because I mean this academic activity, this Blue Academy that we have, I mean, require really merging experience and participation for not only in between the teachers but also the students. So anyway, that's congratulations for starting to everybody, and waiting for the progress for the engagement. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Capri. Well, of course, if you have some question, you can write it on the chat. We have just a few minutes before the end of this webinar. Please let me remind, first of all, as I showed you at the beginning, that we are online with our website of the project, where you can find all the information, even a lot of information by technical point of view. So there are articles, content that for the professional and for the seafood industry. So you can write us also if you need that information. And of course, in the section specifically devoted to the Blue Academy, you have all the information concerning the courses, the specific topic that we will discuss during the courses. And in the coming days, we will also give you all the information concerning the platform to attend also these courses. And as also Gabriele shows us before, the fact that for the moment we cannot implement physical meeting, and so even with courses, we are planning a platform in order to be more interactive as possible. So it will be a good opportunity to improve the skills in terms of knowledge from law, as we said, from technical aspects, from funding opportunity, etc. Just one last thing, I remind you that we have also a Facebook page and a LinkedIn page, so just to have a quick communication tools for all the professionals that would like to get in contact with us in the 3 countries involved in the project. So before the end of the webinar, I give the floor once again to Mr. Palma for this final greeting. Thank you, Mr. Palma.
Yes, thank you for all of you and for your contribution at the project. At the end of the presentation, Mr. Colavito showed to you a logo of the project, European project Seafood Tomorrow. That in that project there are involved some of the partner of this project. I think that for the seafood of tomorrow, the actors of the fish supply chain need to participate to the network that we want to create, the network between the academia, the association, the institution, and the company. We have put inside the academia a lot of topics, and we think that these topics are very, very useful for all the actors of the fish supply chain. So I thanks a lot all the participants and the attendees, and we hope to see you at our courses. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Palma. Well, of course, the invitation is to check our web channel in order to be updated on the activities, not only the one related to the Academy, but also to the main event that, like the one of today, we will promote during the year until the end of the project, which is next year, as we said. So we are fully on time. I thank you, all the participants and the speakers and all the partners of the project. We are fully engaged in the preparation of the courses. So we will start, as you will see on the program published on the website, mid-June. Hope that the attending will be very, very high number, so that we can, let's say, we can establish really a community among practitioners in the 3 countries. So once again, thank you very much, and see you next time in the next opportunity to meet. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Good weekend.
See you soon.
Very much, Michele. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Bye bye.